All right, so we are gonna go thrifting today. We are gonna do the 3-minute challenge again. If you watch my last episode, you'll know what that is. Today, I've got my good friend Lisa and Leslie, and we are gonna have so much fun. I'll let Leslie in on the challenge once we get to the thrift store, so let's get on the road. Okay, so Lisa, you know the deal, right?
I know the deal.
But I'm gonna let you know the deal and Leslie know the deal. The 3-minute challenge is we are gonna go in that thrift store right there and we are gonna have 3 minutes to find the most bougie home decor item that you can. No help from the internet, and it has to be something that you can carry. You think you're up to it?
I think so.
Yeah, I love it.
Who's gonna win?
Well, I lost last time, so I've got
I lost
redemption
too.
coming.
Okay, I don't know. Beginner's luck, maybe?
Maybe.
Probably not. I think I'll be terrible, but it's gonna be fun.
Yes, it'll be
Let's go
okay.
in shopping. All
I
right.
have no idea what's expensive and what's not.
3 minutes starts now. Let's go see what we can find that's super, super bougie. Lisa, this one of these is coming for you, maybe. What do you got there?
I don't actually know what this is, but it's got some good like weight to it, so it feels like it might be expensive.
Okay, is that what you're gonna go with, or are you still looking?
I think I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
Things easier.
Look at what I found. Look how cute that little tea set is. Adorable. That looks expensive to me.
What do you
I
think?
like it.
You think?
Yes, I think so.
So I found this silver bowl. I don't know what it's used for, but there's a little bit of like tarnish on it, which makes me think it might actually be real silver. So
I found this china bowl. It has marks on it. It looks a little bit old, so I'm hoping that there is some value to it. So if you want to find out who won the challenge, you're gonna have to stay tuned for later. Who do you think it's gonna be?
It's gonna be me. Look at how cute this is. How
don't
can
know.
I lose?
I mean, it's a silver bowl.
It's a silver bowl. Okay, so stay tuned. We're gonna let you know. Okay, so I'm looking for outdoor items today, but when you go thrifting, you really need to keep an open mind. So we will see what we can find, and maybe what I decide to get will change. Okay, now a lot of you said I went way too easy on Lisa last time, so I don't know, maybe like a doll, or over here we've got something really interesting like this Chinese decor. We've got all kinds of stuff here at the store, so we can get something really challenging this time. Okay, there's this one, which I like this side and that side, but this side I am not a fan of. So I don't know if I can remove that or what, but we'll see. What did you find here?
The world's ugliest lamp base.
What are you thinking? Do you think of that for Lisa?
Yeah.
I bet she could do something with
Do
that.
something cute and it'll look brand new and it'll be beautiful, but
It's really ugly.
it's rough.
Awesome. I think that's a good find. All right, I found this lantern. I feel like this one might be a little bit easier to make over, so maybe this is the one. Oh dear, decisions. All right, so if you watched my last episode, I showed you a really hideous golfer statue, but look what I just found up here. Oh my goodness. Should I get it? I don't know, we'll see. Clowns. Oh my word. Oh my word. Those, yeah. They give your husband nightmares, right? Yeah. Right there. Sorry, Justin. It's coming home. I don't know. I might have an idea for these. Depends on the price. That's kind of cool, but not the color scheme I'm going for, but it's kind of pretty. Okay, so this is interesting. It's like a box, and I know she likes to do boxes. And it looks good inside, but this outside has, I don't know, maybe it could be fixed up, but it looks a little tired and maybe sun-worn. I don't know. It is velvet, so that would be a huge challenge for her. So I think this is it, though. All right, I got my finds and a few others, and we'll go back home and we'll start flipping these thrift items. Well, we are here in my new studio. I love it. If you haven't seen that episode, it's very exciting. You should check it out for sure. Before we get started on the thrift flips, I just wanted to do a quick mini haul. It's gonna be really short because I didn't find a ton of stuff, but I have some ideas. The first thing is I got this metal can right here, and inside it there is a little candle base thing. We're gonna combine these and do a Pottery Barn dupe and see if we can't get it to look something very close to a very expensive item from Pottery Barn. This one's kind of dirty and gross. That's gonna be a running theme. So this can was $4.99 and this was $1.99, and I think that we can make something really cool out of it, or at least I hope. Then you'll remember from the shopping trip that I got this lantern here. It's got some wild and crazy palm leaves on the side. I am actually thinking I might try to remove these and also make them look like a very expensive lantern from Ballard Design. So that might be kind of fun to do. That I got for $6.99. It's so filthy. It's so disgusting. There's even a cockroach inside. I can't believe I bought that. Hopefully when it's all said and done, it will look really, really good. And then finally, over here, I got these two really cool lamps for a project that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I just hadn't found the right thing. I think that these are it. One thing that I will tell you is I've been oscillating back and forth of leaving some of this gold elements this color gold, or if I want to warm them up a little bit with something a little bit warmer gold, because this has definitely got more yellow undertones. You'll have to stay tuned to see what I decide. I hope you like what I do with this. So what I paid for these is they were originally marked at $34.99 each. And I was like, that is too much for a thrifted lamp. I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I went up and I negotiated both of them for the $34.99. They were willing to do it because this one didn't have a shade and this one does. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not gonna even use that. I just thought it was too expensive for a thrifted lamp, and so I did better. So the next time you're shopping and something's too expensive, just ask. They can only just say no. If they said no to the price, I was gonna be like, that's fine, I'll just leave them here, no big deal. So in my case, it worked out. Okay, before I decided to do anything with these, I decided to Google Lens this. And I don't know why I didn't do this before, because that's what we do in the 3-minute challenge. I used Google Lens and I happened to find a pair of these that just sold for $1,800 for the set. $1,800. It is missing a shade, so I mean, obviously that affects the value and everything, but I don't think I could do anything to these now. I can't alter them if they're worth $1,800. Ah! So we might not be flipping these after all. Maybe if I can find a shade for them, maybe I'll clean them up or something. We'll have to figure out what else I'm gonna do for this episode, but I just can't bring myself to alter them. Nope, not at that value. The rest of the stuff is all just cheapo stuff and I have no problem altering them, but I should have grabbed these for my challenge. Not foreshadowing anything. First up, we are gonna redo an old thrift flip that I did probably last year, if I'm remembering correctly. And what it was is it was originally, according to a lot of you, thank you, a hat stand. I didn't know if it was like a candlestick. A lot of you recognized what it was, and it was a hat stand. It had like a country design, and I ended up sanding it down, and then I primed it with a gray, and then I spray painted it in a white, and then I went about attaching a top. And what the top was actually just one of those rounds from Hobby Lobby, and then I added a little bit more stability by adding another piece of wood, and then we nailed that into place. And then I did an antiquing glaze on the top. I didn't do any kind of sealer or anything like that. And all in all, I believe it was under $20. The finish of it has always been a little bit too rustic for me. I mean, I liked it okay, and it was really cute, but I want to move it to my outdoor patio area. I think it's gonna look really, really nice out there. There's gonna be more blacks, and it's gonna be more intense out there than a whitewashed finish would work for. And now we're going to paint it in a black cabinet enamel, so it will match better. You could either use tricorn black or caviar. Both of those are really good black colors, but I tend to do all caviar just to keep everything consistent. And I did 2 coats of that on the base, which was a much higher quality paint than I had originally used, and I used hardly any of it, and this is left over from another project. I let it dry in between doing the 2 coats. Once that was dry, I took some matte Mod Podge sealer and just put on a coat of that just to seal it out and make it look a little bit more polished, which it did. So that was it for that project. Super, super simple. Even repainting it, we still have under $25 into this project. And there are some out there that look very, very similar. I found this one on Wayfair. It's Kelly Clarkson. It's on sale right now for $190, and it's a very, very similar look. Now, I'm gonna admit that her wood topper looks more beautiful. It's like an oak and it's got more of a design to it. It's a very similar look. I actually like the base of mine a little bit better. For $25, you can't beat that. So you're getting like this designer look, but a whole lot less. I have a fun announcement coming up, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And it's something other than the winner of the 3-minute challenge. Okay, so you've seen me shop Picker's Paradise before. Well, one of my good friends told me, and I was out and about already, that they were moving locations, and so there was a whole bunch of 75 to 80% off deals inside. So we're gonna go in and see what we can find.
Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel, because she has someone who makes her happy. I'm a ghost in these walls, or at least I
Okay,
try.
we're gonna do another little mini haul. Since I went to that store to replace the lamp, and I found a couple of cool things. I don't know if that I'm gonna flip them all on this episode, but I just thought I'd share what I got there at that 75% off sale. So I found this little wire vase that I thought was really cool, and it's got a lot of presents to it. I have a few ideas for it. I paid $7 for it, which I thought was a really good deal. It does seem like the bolt on the bottom needs to be tightened up just a little bit. I don't know if we'll change the finish or anything on it. I'm kind of envisioning maybe putting like a vase inside it, maybe stuffing some moss around the base, and then doing a beautiful arrangement out of the top. I've also seen containers like this where they do a bunch of like decorative balls inside. And then I found this little planter thing for $3. I thought that could be fun to do something with. Maybe put like a little mini lion head on it, maybe just paint it out. I haven't decided. And then we are going to use this in my Pottery Barn flip that I had originally mentioned, because I think that the shape and the height of this is going to be better than the other one. The other one was a little bit taller, and the inspiration one, the base was a little shorter, and I think this one will work a little bit better. Plus it was 75% off of $3, so I think that that makes it a 75 cents. So that is a really good deal. The color doesn't matter, even though it's kind of like mustardy color, it's gonna get painted. Then the whole reason I wanted to go thrifting in the first place was because I found out that those lights were worth $1,800 for the pair. So I went out and found a different lamp. It's not quite the same because it's not as tall. I looked this up using Google Lens just to make sure, and I found that it was worth about $20, and I paid $7. So I have no problem altering this. I haven't decided exactly like how I'm gonna alter it, but I can't wait for you to see what I'm gonna do with this. I wanted to do a pair. There was not a pair, so I'm gonna show you the idea, just doing it on one. I think it'll be a lot of fun, so that's coming up really soon. And then I got a pair of beautiful antique brass candlesticks that are probably between 3 to 4 feet tall. They are down by my fireplace in my main living room area. They're very tall. I didn't bring them up. I got them for $50, but I was looking at similar ones online and they were kind of all over the place, but it appeared that a set of them could be worth at minimum around $400. So that was a really, really good deal because they're brass. The first thing that I did is I got a hanging basket. I picked this one up at Walmart. I removed the chains from it because we weren't gonna use it as a hanging basket. And then I took out the coconut liner, but we'll put it back in just a second. And then I took the lamp and started disassembling it. I cut off the cord and pulled that out. I opened up the bottom so that I could access what was underneath there and try to get things to move. And then I also unscrewed the light at the top, and then I got rid of all of the lamp insides. I did leave like the base pedestal of the lamp just because I think it could add some stability in the end. And then I took some Gorilla construction adhesive and put that on the outer rim, and then I set our little hanging basket on top. So then I took some press and seal saran wrap and I wrapped that around all of the areas that I didn't want to get paint on them. And then I also lined it with some painter's tape. And then I took some of that flat black spray paint and sprayed that ivory out to a black, which will make it match my kind of look that I'm going for a whole lot better. And then let that dry. Then I went back in and peeled it back, and of course there was some little bit of flaws. And so I started out by spraying some into a lid of the paint and taking like a foam brush, and it just wasn't fine enough. So I went back in and retaped a couple of the areas, took a piece of paper and just kind of went in and tried to spray in some of those cracks and crevices. To finish this off, I took the original coconut shell, made sure I found center, and I did a couple of snips in the coconut shell and made like a plus sign cut so that it can slip over that lamp base that's in there. And then I'm gonna fill it up with some garden soil, even though we end up planting some faux plants. I'm pretty good at designing flowers. I just am not good at things that are potted. So I'm gonna use some faux ferns here and fill that up. And then I thought it would be fun to put right in the center a little solar powered light. I just thought it would be really fun little addition, pay homage to the fact that it used to be a lamp. That was it. I love how this turns out. It's so cute. I love it. I wasn't really duping anything, but I thought it was really cute and a really fun thrift flip. So maybe it gives you an idea of something else you could do with a lot of those thrift store lamps. All the thrift stores have tons of lamps, it seems like. All right, let's do a quick tour of my back patio. It needs a lot of work, but it's not gonna be in this episode, but hopefully coming up. So these wall decor things all the way over here were left by the previous owner. They're all really tired. I've got some stuff planned for here, actually. I've got that, and then I've got another one ordered. We will either replace the chain or spray it black and hang those there. What I would really love to do here is a water fountain, but there's no power there, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that. There's not enough sun to do a solar powered one, and I want something that's more steady. So, oh, this looks tired. Like this needs really new. I would love to do stone. It's just very expensive, and I don't want to invest a lot of money into this because eventually we want to do a pool out in this area. So I don't want to invest a lot in that because otherwise it's just a waste of money. There's my little set that I did. It needs a little bit of love. And then of course over here we've got a kitchen plumbed and ready to go here. So I don't know if that's like a natural gas tank or like, I'm not quite sure what that is, because over there is like water line and sink and drain, and there's power over there. So I would love to do a kitchenette here, but we can't do a permanent one yet. So I do want to paint this out black, like the front doors, maybe do some grids, maybe some curtains in the meantime. I definitely want to update the pillows and put some different fabric here. I would love to do some sort of fire table eventually. I really don't like this view, so I know in the meantime I either want to do like tall planter with some trees or bushes here, or if I just want to build like out like a temporary wall and kind of build that in a little bit. What do you guys think? This is what it looks like now. It's kind of in rough shape. Maybe I'll get to some of the projects this summer. We'll have to see. There's just so much to do in the house overall, but we love it here. It's one of my favorite places is coming out here and sitting in the evening, and even the day on like when it's not too hot. It's become a little sanctuary for me, so it's really fun. All right, stay with me a little longer. I'm gonna let you know who won our little 3-minute challenge, and then also let you know what Lisa's doing over on her channel coming up in a bit. Our next thrift flip, I wanted to recreate this Pottery Barn metal urn. It kind of looks like cast iron to me. It's very, very expensive. I believe it's $280. I knew that I would never spend that, but I really thought it was cool looking. So I found that tin metal container at the thrift store for $4.99. Then I originally found like a taller candlestick base that I was gonna use for about $2. I didn't end up using that because on the second shopping trip that I did, I found that other one for 75 cents and it looked a little closer to our inspiration one. It was a little bit lower. So the first thing I did is I took some Gorilla construction adhesive and put that to attach to our metal can. You're gonna let that dry. I think I would use liquid nails going forward. This construction adhesive, I think, needs a little bit more time to cure, and I'm impatient. So I immediately started on it, even though it wasn't fully cured. So then to kind of act as a primer and get the inside and have an outside kind of primed, I took the same flat black spray paint that we've been using, sprayed the inside, sprayed the outside, let that dry, and that was our primer. Then I brought it back in here, and then I mixed a mostly black chalk paint, but I added a little elephant gray and truffle brown to it and mixed that in. And then I also tossed some sand into the mixture to kind of give it like a rough texture. And I just stippled that on the outside, and I kind of just pounced it on everywhere and made sure that there was sand grit in all of it. I was hoping the sand was a little bit finer. It ended up being a little grainier than I wanted. So once that dried, I sanded it down, and then I wanted to really try to get like a cast iron effect. So I took some of this joint compound and rubbed that on the sides and kind of gave it some good texture there. Let that dry. It didn't take very long. It dried rather quickly, especially under my little ceiling fan here. Then I went back in and used the same kind of paint and painted over the top of that once again. I didn't cover like all of it like really, really good because I kind of wanted a little bit of that white to show through. So I kind of stippled it on like that again. Now, one thing you could do when it is all dry is go in and sand it down a little bit more just to give some of that similar patina that the inspiration piece had. And then I just threw in some hydrangeas. I had these big bushes of hydrangeas. I think it looks stunning. I had originally planned to have this outside as something outdoors that I could put flowers in or decorative piece, but I think it's gonna look really, really nice in my dining room. And I've got some dining room work that will be coming up here soon. I've got some repairs to make. I've got new curtains coming, so that's gonna be something to put on your radar. And I think that this will have such a presence, and I'm kind of oscillating between this and the gold wire vase that I also picked up on the second thrift trip. So you'll have to stay tuned to see which way I go, whether I stick with this black vase or if I go with the gold one. I keep going back and forth, but either way, it really is gonna have a wow factor, and I'm so excited about that. My fun announcement is that I am going to be speaking at the Haven Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, July 11th through the 13th. I'm going to be teaching a class, but also doing like a discussion panel as well, and have a booth there, so there'll be meet and greet. So if that is something that you want to attend, come to it. I have a $50 off coupon code that will be listed right here on the screen and also down in the description box below. It's really about teaching you how to be a good content creator. And so if that's something that you're interested in attending, I would love to see you there. So anyways, come join me at Haven. Up next is we are going to try to emulate a Ballard design lantern for the outdoors. And this one I found retailed for $175, and I believe that one is on sale. I think it originally was $220. I wanted to see if we could get that look for a lot less, and I found this aqua colored one that had these like palm leaves on the side, and it was really disgusting if you remember. I wanted to see if we could do something with it. Obviously I started out by taking out all of the glass. I didn't want to damage it, and then I took the lantern out into my shop and I took some tin snips and cut it down and kind of had to go back and forth because it was kind of attached to the outside. I think I regret not getting the other one that I saw in the thrift store, but it is what it is. I wanted to do a drastic makeover, and here we go. Then I took some rough sandpaper and kind of sanded out some of those harsh edges from using the tin snips, and I sanded on the outside, I sanded the ledges as best I could. I don't think they're like super perfect. There was a little bit of damage from clipping out those palm leaves. In the end, I promise you it's gonna look really good. And then what I did is once it was all sanded down and ready to go, I started out with some satin black spray paint and I did a coat of that. And then after it dried, it was a little too shiny, so I went back in with a flat black spray paint, and that was just way better. I should have gone with that the whole time. And then while that was drying, I came inside and I designed like a little mullion. It was essentially the same type of design that I saw on our inspiration piece, and I knew that the best way to do that was cutting out like a vinyl decal, and so that's what I did. And so I used a permanent decal, and it was kind of a flat finish too, not a shiny black, and I cut that design, and I will link that design if I can in the description box if you want to replicate this look, and then you can just adjust the sizing to meet what you're doing. Once it was done, I weeded all the excess, and then I put down some transfer tape. Then I cleaned the glass panels off because they were very disgusting, and let them dry, and then we applied our vinyl decal directly to the outside of the glass. Then I put those back into the lantern one panel at a time, and there was little tabs that flipped down to hold it into place. And then I also cleaned up the little nasty like flicker candle that came with it and changed out the batteries, and it ended up working. So I didn't even have to get one of those flicker candles, and they are super, super realistic. So I was really excited that that worked, and that saved me some money. So in the end, I believe I spent $6.99 on that lantern, and then plus a little vinyl. All said and done, we have a massive savings over the $175 Ballard Design one, but a really close looking dupe. It's obviously the top part's a little bit different, but it's very similar look for a tiny fraction of the cost, less than 10 bucks total on everything on that. And on the other one, it was like $175, not including a candle. So I love that. Thrift store for the win. So who won the 3-minute challenge? Let's find out. All right, so this is Lisa's first. We're gonna use Google Lens. She didn't have a price tag on it this time, so we're gonna take a picture of it and see what we find on the internet. Here we go. Let's see what looks like the closest. Which one looks the closest? This
right
one?
there, yeah,
this
that looks
one?
pretty good.
That one, yeah.
All right, let's click on this one and see what we got here. $47.76 on sale, but $68.22 is on.
Okay.
We'll go with the sale price because we can get it for that. So.
All right, that's okay. I can live with that.
So this is Leslie's, so we're gonna take a picture. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, vintage sterling silver. That looks pretty close. Yeah, that actually
Oh my
does.
gosh.
That's almost
129. Oh, dang it.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
All right,
Well,
well,
I don't know, China.
$129 is gonna be pretty hard to beat. So, let's see what I did with this. Take a picture. Let's see what we can find.
That looks pretty close, yeah.
Should we go with that one?
Yeah, go with that one.
32 bucks.
32. Oh, well.
I just win?
What does that mean?
I just won.
It means I lost.
We get it. We're supposed to.
We're supposed to be the professionals here.
That's your job.
How is
I
it?
think I just made you guys both. So,
Oh, man.
price. I gotta find you a price. All right, we have a little trophy. It's appropriate because it's silver, and she won with silver.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I will treasure this.
Hoist it high. Yeah.
All right, so as you can see, my good friend Leslie won. I did not discover my $1,800 lamps until after the 3-minute challenge, and I didn't even know that they were worth anything until I brought it home. So she won fair and square, and I am so happy for her. She had a blast. She's always so much fun to hang out with, and I just love doing this 3-minute challenge. So I would challenge all of you to do the 3-minute challenge with your friends all across the country. I would love to see people do that. It would be so much fun. And if you want to see me do that again, let me know in the comments section below. Oh, and don't forget to check out Lisa's episode, see that what we picked out for her to make over. And I know that she's gonna have some really good thrift flips for you as well. And if you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And to all of my DIY goddesses out there, you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.